This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to operate under these conditions. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. You think the fans are ready for this one? The booth's shaking underneath us, guys. Tackle is made at the 28 after a pickup of 3.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
This crowd, full throat, spreading the eardrums and letting them know it's going to be a long day. Second down, he'll throw it. Unloads to the wideout. Makes the grab. It's Burns. The junior making a clutch play and turning in a big catch.
Well, really nice catch there, getting the first down. This dude at wide receiver, man, he is a playmaker. You think about Ohio State and the recent run they've had on first-round picks at the...
There he goes. Touchdown, Ohio State. Once he got some room, it was over. When that receiver got free, it was all over.
And it's so nice to have a receiver like this as a quarterback as you pad my stats. I like those long touchdown passes where I just threw it really short and he did the rest of the work.
Kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. And he's going to bring this one out. Tackled at the 24 and almost breaks even with the yardage he would have gotten with a touchback. Inside handoff, looking for a crease. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a first down at the 37.
Well, it's an electrifying run. You think about the tradition at the running back position for the Bulldogs. Herschel Walker into his Heisman Trophy. No Sean Marino. And how about this? Todd Gurley, Nick Chubb, and Sony Michel all there at the same time. I bet this guy could have gotten to that rotation, though, because he's got those types of skills.
The Dogs in a good spot here with second and short. Back to pass. Bringing the heat. Great job by this savvy senior to know when he just needs to move the sticks with his feet.
Second and short is a great situation to be in. And look at him. He drops back to pass the football. He doesn't have to throw the football. He wants to be aggressive, but he can just take off and scramble. He doesn't have to take a chance. Great being ahead of the sticks.
And they'll bring him down after a short pickup.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
Trying to surprise him with the pass. Pocket breaking down. All kinds of time before he fires right. Breaks into the open. What a play there, and he rips off a big one all the way to the 16-yard line.
And that is such an accurate throw. It's one thing to do it from the pocket when you have your feet set underneath you, but when you can get outside, off schedule, on the move, and throw a dart like that, that is just big time, and the offense gets a huge explosive play.
Off the play fake on first down to throw. Unleashes one. And he just overshot his man and threw it out of bounds, incomplete.
Sometimes it takes quarterbacks a few plays to really get into the rhythm of the game and not force things. I think the quarterback that time was really trying to force the ball to his wide receiver, but against man coverage, there were other guys on that play that were open that could have had a chance. So this quarterback just needs to settle down a little bit. He won't be throwing as many incompletions if he just lets the coverage tell him where to go.
Now the connection takes it to the 11.
Well, the defense playing zone coverage there. They're taking away all of the QB's primary options down the field, so he has to check it down to the drag running underneath.
Boy, they'd love to move the sticks here and take a shot at it on 1st and goal. He's got it on the move. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And, of course, he said the open one, but we know who he really wants to go to on 3rd down.
The best one. I mean, I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer, but you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where he's going to be. You got that bond and that trust.
They'll send the back in motion. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Bulldogs! Extra point here will tie the game.
No monkey business. 1st down, come downhill, run the fullback. He gets in the end zone. Let's not make any bones about this. Be physical, run that thing, block those guys up front. Nice job by this offense taking care of business in the red zone.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. They had to stand by and watch that scoring march, and now it's up to them to find a way to answer it. Just a hair too much on it from this big-arm sophomore quarterback.
Well, no surprise there on defense, right? You know the QB is going to be trying to target this guy. Nice job in coverage, forcing that incompletion.
After the incompletion, it's 2nd and 10 from their own 25. On the move. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
Well, just nothing doing on that last run. They knew coming into this one they were going to be challenged, right? This is one of the best defenses in all of college football. For them to have any shot, they're going to have to do a lot better running the football.
This dog crowd is off the leash, and they are coming after them, bringing noise on 3rd down. Intercepted, and the defense has set him up. Got some room to run. Touchdown, Dogs! The defense takes matters into its own hands. The DB saw it. He thought, don't drop it, don't drop it. Then thought, don't get caught, don't get caught. And he didn't. The pick 6.
Hey, these guys can play offense, too. Now, look at this. I showed you I can be a wide receiver. Coach might split him out at wide receiver next week after making that big play. But defense, great job making the interception. And you're right, doing something with it. Don't just slide down. Don't be content. Take that thing all the way back.
Okay, here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. This feels like one of those games you might have to answer every score. Already down 14-7. Can't quite make the connection there. Might have let him a little too much.
And I don't know what happened. He didn't look open as it is, and the QB's trying to make a play, trying to force the ball, but at least he threw it where his guy could catch it or nobody could catch it.
Oh, he's got some space. They finally wrestle down the senior, but not before he picks up some valuable ground. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Buckeyes just got that huge run. They love another explosive play. On the run, it's in goal. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
And that's why he is an All-American caliber player. He is just so physical and dominant against the run. He's able to shed blockers, use his athleticism, use his speed, get to the ball carrier and bring him down. Simply one of the best box defenders you're going to find in the entire country.
He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the 1st down.
And I love when my quarterback sees zone and knows exactly where to go with the football. Sees the wide receiver running the drag route, knows when to throw it, pulls the trigger for the easy completion.
Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down.
3rd and short, I have no problem with RPO because I can run it or I can throw it if I see something opening. Maybe he should have ran that one. You got 2 downs possibly to still try to make it happen, but he definitely didn't throw an accurate ball.
It is loud in here as they try to help him get a stop on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. He lets it fly. Makes the grab, plenty for the first down. And he eluded the defense, and he'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Buckeyes. Setting up for the extra point and the tie.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
He's brought down at the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. See what they can do on this drive that starts at the 16-yard line. Power football with the run. They knock him down, but not before he gets it out to the 21-yard line. Pick up a 4.
That's a really nice play. It's impressive. Runs first down, and the defense thinks you might be running the football. You still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
Motion from the wide out. Down the play fake. And he will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17. That type of pressure on the quarterback, that's vintage Ohio State, right in keeping with the legacy that's been established by the Buckeye D.
Yeah, and you take pride in that. You own that legacy with all those guys you see performing at a high level in the NFL. Man, you see that, you want to go get it, recruiting guys to fit those profiles. That's why Ohio State always has a good defensive line.
Absolutely nothing settled. Deadlocked after one period of play as we have a look at the stats. Georgia lining up to punt it away. They'll boot it away for the first time tonight. Little pressure on the coverage team there, and they'll stop him at the 47-yard line. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. They tied it with a touchdown the last time they had it and trying to complement the defense's good work by taking the lead here.
Really nice first down run, and you're seeing why this running back is an every down type. He can run between the tackles, he can run outside, he can catch the football, he can block. This guy can do it all.
The Buckeyes with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Runs through a tackle. They finally get him stopped, and this veteran junior running back comes up with a nice play. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 34. Off the bootleg, looking to fire. Fires downfield. Finds a man on the right. Inside the 15, out of bounds at the 14-yard line. The offense looking for a score. And the Buckeyes will have it 1st and 10. They're threatening to score, and they'll throw it. He's got it on the run. And he'll take it in and house it. Touchdown, Ohio State.
And it's now the 2nd time this wide receiver has scored. Another outstanding job with the route. Great job securing the catch.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. LSU has the lead right now, but it hasn't come easy. They're in a tight one. They're up by 7 over North Carolina. We'll circle back if anything big happens you should know about.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. The give to the tailback. Not much doing there. He gets it to the 26, a gain of 1.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Quarterback may change this route. Fires to the big fella. They're able to get him stopped just shy of the first down marker.
Well, you hear all the time that the tight end's the QB's best friend. You saw a perfect example of it on that last play, right? 2nd down, you need to pick up some positive yards to keep this 3rd down manageable. Really nice job of executing there.
Pulls and fires complete. Out midfield, he's got room. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the first down. 3rd down, a lot of times it comes down to not necessarily who's the most open, who do you trust the most?
No, it's not about the X's and the O's. It's about the Jimmys and the Joes. And when my guy's better than you and I get you matched up out wide and I know I trust you, I'm finding you.
Brings up 2nd down.
Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Looking to fire. Trying to escape and get it himself. Great job by this savvy senior to know when he just needs to move the sticks with his feet.
Man, that's so frustrating. It happens so fast. He just pulls it down. It looks like pass. He pulls it down, and he's gone. Just like that, chewing up yards. So much speed, so hard to stop.
The give to the back. He'll be brought down at the 5-yard line, and this defense is on its heels.
And after having a nice gain like that on first down, if you're the offensive coordinator here, maybe you're thinking about being aggressive and taking a shot. Because even if it's incomplete on 2nd down, on 3rd, you won't have that long to go.
And he is snuffed out, greeted by a host of defenders.
It's a really nice job by the defense staying disciplined there. The quarterback's trying to get it out the right side. As soon as he makes the catch, though, down he goes. Really good job with the tackle.
The terrain gets rough this deep in the red zone. 3rd down, they can pick up the first without scoring. Looking for the score. Can't make the grab as he was looking for his man right at the goal line.
Well, that last incompletion is a good example of why your timing has to be so good as a quarterback, because the windows, they open and they close so quickly in this part of the field.
And the Bulldogs will try to move the sticks on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. He's got the tight end. They stop him short of the marker, and they'll turn it over on downs. Listen to this noise. You can't hear yourself think as this defense has them pinned deep in their own end. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. And he can't get past the 2-yard line, but at least they avoided going backwards.
Yeah, on offense, this is a tough place to run the football. Back in your own end, the defense is expecting you to do it, and that's why they're loading the box. This is a great opportunity to take a shot down the sideline with your best wide receiver in a one-on-one situation.
Stopping the run is very high on every defensive coordinator's list. Making the team one-dimensional. Nice job stuffing the run on that play right there.
They'll immediately call timeout.
Timeout, Ohio State.
Listen to this crowd just shaking the girders of this place, trying to help their defense. Backed up in their own end, just find some breathing room. Intercepted, a first half turnover can swing momentum. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football. They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. Pulled down at the 11-yard line as they inch closer and closer to pay dirt. Down to 2 minutes to play in the half. The referee signal for the 2-minute timeout. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Wide receiver going in motion. They'll go to work in the air on second down. It's complete on the right side. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
I don't know that there's a harder position in football to play than cornerback. You know, all the space in the game, the speed of the game, the big bodies out wide. But to be able to break on those short passes and be an open field tackler like that and give up no yards and protect deep, that's a nice job by the corner.
On third and long, he has to throw for it. Reels it in the end zone. Touchdown, Georgia!
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
The ball squirts through the end zone. That'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. Plenty of time to work. Not any time to waste as they take over here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Looking to throw on first down. And here's the third interception of the night. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover. First snap of this drive will come from the 46. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. Under fire. And the ball comes out. What a disastrous play. Defense covering it up and not letting the offense get it back. It's a turnover.
Well, you got to know as a quarterback, when you're in an empty set, which means you have no running backs in the backfield with you, you got to be able to get rid of the football. And you're expecting pressure. The clock's going to go off in your head. Not a good job of keeping two hands on the football and the defense able to knock it loose.
From the shotgun, the inside give. And he was able to get away from one tackle, but plenty of help was on the way. Decent pickup on that play.
I love the play call there, and I love the run for a variety of reasons. Obviously, you're trying to settle your quarterback down after throwing 2 picks in the last 2 drives, but also you're able to generate a really nice game for this offense and make second and short so much easier, so much more manageable. It just allows your quarterback, too, to take a breath and exhale.
They'll run it out of the shotgun. Turning it on. Really good running. Gets it into the red zone, and they'll have it at the 16. The hurry up now, second down, clock ticking. They'll try the run. He's dragged down at the 12 as they try to cash in on this red zone opportunity. The Buckeyes have it with a 1st and 10. Soften him up with a run, now to throw. Skips away from pressure. And this one's not working, he'll just throw it away.
Know the situation, know the game of football. Right? When I start to get outside the pocket, I don't see anything there. I can throw the ball away. I don't have to take a sack, get a lost yardage play. I can just throw the ball out of bounds. As long as it passes the line of scrimmage, we go on to the next down. No harm, no foul.
And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Buckeyes!
And the offense breaks the tie, takes the lead, gains some momentum. How big is this, Palmer, now going into the half with the lead, with the momentum?
Well, they break the tie, but they also break their confidence a little bit now. The opponent now has to go into the locker room probably down, and they're wondering, what adjustments do we have to make? What do we have to fix? Because we've got our work cut out for us in this game.
Inside 30 seconds to play in the half. We'll see how aggressive they are on this drive. Going right to work up top. Sends it downfield. He can't find his man, and the clock stops with 6 seconds left.
This is going to be a tough situation for the offense. You're late in the first half. They're trying to find a way to generate some points before going into the locker room, but the defense is ready for it. So the windows are not going to be very big, especially when you're trying to attack vertically like they did on that last one. Downfield completions are going to be tough to come by.
We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. They'll have just enough time to get one more snap before the half. Here's the snap, looking to throw. Trying to burn this defensive back. It's incomplete, and they tried to get one on the board before the break and couldn't quite make the connection. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update. The Buckeyes will kick it off to start the second half. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. They had a really productive first half, but in a game like this, they better keep it up.
You know, at halftime, the offense and defense separate, and they kind of go over their own adjustments. You know the offense was saying to themselves very quietly, guys, we're not going to stop anybody. We got to keep scoring if we're going to win this game. So the pressure's on them here in the second half, though.
Yeah, and you get the ball first. And so it's been a high-scoring first half. You get to go out here now and make a statement. Start this half, say, listen, we're going to keep scoring points, and then maybe help alleviate some of that pressure on your defense.
Oh, they're after him. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down.
He didn't have a whole lot of time to get rid of that one. The defense was all over him right after the snap. No wonder that thing fell in.
Jackson gonna throw it. Quarterback doing what he does best. He can move. Grabs it at the 25 in stride. He was off to the races and maybe another step or two and he would have scored, but they get him at the 21-yard line. Barely time to catch our breath after that one, and they've got it 1st and 10, threatening just outside the red zone. Wants to adjust the pattern. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
Second down coming up.
The Bulldogs have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. The play action fake. Looking to buy time. Fires on the move. And the pass is incomplete, but the flag flies, and there was a lot of early contact there. And the Dogs trying to pay off the threat on 1st and goal. Here's the handoff. Ripping through the defense. Driving its way all the way down to the 3-yard line.
This defense has got to get better at tackling in the open field or game tackling, because if you need 3 or 4 guys to bring a guy down, have fun with that.
They've got it down to the 3. Now it's 2nd and goal. Quarterback keeps it. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
And, man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength to get him to the ground? That is a baller.
Wants to fire it in the end zone on 3rd and goal. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up 4th down.
This pass rush is real, man. They force the quarterback, they flush him out to the left, and he's trying to scramble around, find an open guy. They still are able to get a hit on him, and that forces the incompletion.
A long way to go on 4th and goal. Jackson will throw. Quarterback strolling away from Heat. Drop the football, and they'll turn it over on downs. Desperately wanted to keep the ball, but they did not. This noise is deafening, trying to keep this offense from being able to operate. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Well, they want to come out and try to get the run game established, but up front defensively, they made a play. They gave up nothing on that one.
Got to find some breathing room if you're going to establish yourself on the ground, and there wasn't any that time.
Yeah, Reese, I wonder now if this offense is maybe going to try to get to the perimeter of the field and see if they can use their speed to hurt this defense.
Caught in the backfield. It's Burns. He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up.
Well, I understand what the quarterback's trying to do. He's trying to get it to his playmaker out there quickly in space, but I don't think he anticipated the linebacker beelining the way he did. It was almost as if the linebacker knew where the QB was going with the football.
He'll be stopped about 2 yards short of a first down.
Well, they weren't able to gain a lot of real... on that last completion deep down in their own end. If anything, if you're looking for a silver lining, I guess the punter maybe has a little bit more room to try to get one off now on 4th.
A couple of yards shy of the first down marker, but they've decided this is 4-down territory. The offense still on the field. Trying to keep this drive alive. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
You talk about setting a tone. Going for that in your own territory early in the game? Oof.
Well, let's decide, gutsy or crazy?
Both?
Might as well give it to him again. Into the pile, maybe got one. He stopped at the 21.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Well, they're trying to get the big fella the football in the passing game, but they haven't been able to do that yet. He is a really nice target with his size and his athleticism, but him and the QB, they just don't seem to be on the same page right now.
On 3rd down, he drops to throw. Unloads to the right. He makes a catch. He goes out of bounds, maybe a step shy of the 40. They're going to mark it at the 39, and a really nice pickup there. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. And the Buckeyes are moving quickly down the field. Finds the tight end. Just a quick rhythm throw there and really good use of the tight end.
Yeah, good use of the big fella. I mean, go through your progressions real quick. You can't find anything. Get the easy gain. Don't take a shot down the field all the time. Take those shots later, but take those easy.
There he goes. They drag him down, but not before he's moved the chains, and the screen pass is effective. Lots of good stuff on that play. You slow down the rush, you get a completion, and you move the chains.
And most importantly, you're right. You don't force a short.
Going for it all. And it's his 4th interception of the game. Bringing it back. He'll be stopped, but not before getting the football and picking up big yardage on the return. What a play there. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. These last couple of drives, Jesse, have been about the defense making clutch stand.
I think for this offense, they can...
Oh, there's an alley on the left. And after gobbling up some serious yardage and showing off those wheels. He's finally out of bounds.
Every time he touches the ball, you can feel the excitement from this home crowd because Palmer, he can go the distance with that game-breaking speed.
You're right, David. He's a special talent. I'll tell you, these fans, they come here to see this guy play because he has game-breaking speed. Stuff you can't coach. You saw it on that play.
It's just so nice to have a QB under center. Nowadays in football, you can trust these guys. You put so much on their plate, and you tell them, go get positive yards when it's there. And a lot of these guys are such great athletes, they do it with ease.
Here's a heat. Quarterback feeling the pressure, and down he goes at the 22.
That's a great individual effort by him right there. When I think about Ohio State football, too, especially on defense, right, it's the legacy of the Silver Bowl. It's guys flying around, giving great effort and getting to the football, but it all has to start up front on the D-line. You've got to be dominant at that position, and right there, you just saw that, the ability to win one-on-one and make a play.
Throws toward the end zone. Oh, and he dropped it. He had a touchdown right in his hands and couldn't hang on. It'll be 4th down.
And the offense got themselves in a tough situation. 3rd and long, so hard to execute, especially when the field starts to shrink. But the good news is they got a field goal in their back pocket.
Right down the boulevard. The lead now trimmed to 28-24.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Looking downfield on 1st down. Finds the big tight end. Really nice pickup there as they have it out to the 44 with a 1st down.
Great job by the offense. Listen, if the defense is going to sit back in zone, you know what you got to do. Run those crossers across the formation. Those guys that are looking at the quarterback, they're not trying to pick up receivers all the time. Make those precise throws, right in those holes, and get those 1st downs, get those big chunks.
When you're dealing with a deficit like this, it's all about somebody stepping up to make a play, and you might as well start here in the 4th quarter. So the final period starts with a 2nd down play. Wants to go up top. Fires on the run. And it's incomplete after taking a shot on 2nd down. They're staring at 3rd.
Oftentimes as a quarterback, when you have success early, you earn the right to take more shots. I think that's what you're seeing now in this game. We're here late. They're still throwing it deep because this quarterback's thrown 3 touchdown passes. He's proven to his coach that he can get it done and he can make the right decisions and not put his offense in harm's way. And that's why you're still seeing them throw it vertically downfield.
The Buckeyes getting set on 1st and 10. DBs will try to keep everything in front. Quick completion on the out route. Now he's got it all the way down to the 21-yard line, and they are threatening on 1st down.
You got to love how they just continue to do what they do. It's the 4th quarter. You got a lead. There's no reason to get conservative. We're a passing offense. Great job on 1st down. Better job on 2nd down. This offense continuing to stay in a rhythm.
And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. So now it's 2nd and long. Back to pass. Buys a little time. He'll step out of bounds at the 11.
And this is the hard part about being on defense and choosing whether to be conservative or bring the blitz. They bring the blitz, he sees it, and that's what he does really well. Sees it and immediately makes a decision, gets to some green grass, and gets a positive gain for this offense.
They'll try to pick up the 1st through the air. Quickly complete. He's there to make the stop, but not before he sets up this offense 1st and goal from the 7. Boy, the defense really needed to get off the field there, and they just couldn't do it, and it's a fresh set of downs.
Man, that hurts. When you're trailing late in the ball game and you need those stops, and you get them to 3rd down. You get them to those critical points. Now they get the 1st down. You don't have many left. You better get aggressive.
quarterbacks generally, guys, we know, they're not as big and not as physical runners as running backs, so it is going to be trickier for them to break tackles. I like the idea of getting the design quarterback run game going, but moving forward, let's see if we can get him out to the perimeter.
They keep pushing forward, now back to work on 2nd and goal from the 6. Looking to fire. Moves around to clear up the vision. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Ohio State. They add on to this lead, and it looks as if they'll be moving to 2-0.
And, man, a lot of times late in games, you see offenses, they get very conservative, very predictable, and then they leave it in the hands of their defense. I like this execution, man. The offense continues to do what they do, and they take the 2-score lead in the 4th quarter, everything going in their direction.
And he's not going to take the touchback. He's brought down at the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. They're in a precarious spot here, that lofty perch in the rankings, hanging in the balance unless they can do something to save themselves here.
This is going to be a key that we look at this entire game. How can this defense find ways to affect this quarterback and get pressure on him? Because they felt coming into the game, if they could do that, they could affect him and influence this passing game.
Backed up now, here's 2nd and long. Motion from the wide receiver. Jackson gonna throw it. Here comes the heat. Picked off. What a play to set him up. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back.
It doesn't get any better for your defense. You know exactly the situation in the 4th quarter. Everything in your favor. Don't let them make big plays. How about you make a big play? Nice job getting the interception. It's not icing on the cake yet, but it's getting pretty close.
Well, they've got the lead. The defense just did their part, getting a takeaway. So now if you're on offense, you want to run the ball and take as much time as possible between snaps. Stay in bounds and let this clock tick away.
Wide receiver comes in motion. Off the bootleg, wants to throw it. Just gets rid of it before the heat. Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to fight another play.
And finally, the defense is able to get some pressure on this quarterback. They had been trying all game long different ways to affect him. Weren't able to get there. But on that play, because of the pressure, it affected his accuracy, and that's why the ball falls incomplete.
They'll go to the air on 3rd and short. Breaks into the open. Headed to the end zone. Touchdown, Buckeyes. And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. That lead's a little more comfortable now as they close in on a victory here in week 3.
And a lot of times late in football games, you'll see offenses get really, really conservative with the lead. I like how this offense didn't go against the clock. They stayed within themselves. They stayed true to who they were. And now, big-time advantage, big-time lead, up by 17 in the 4th quarter.
And he's not going to take a knee. Here he comes. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. We've certainly seen better performances from this group. You have to hope that they'll grow from this, but this is going to be one that they're going to kick themselves over for a while.
And this defense came to play. They know about the high-profile QB. They rose to the challenge and dominated the competition today. They took care of business, and they made no doubt about who's the better football team.
The Dogs trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. One back in the backfield, he gets the carry. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
And that run really didn't go anywhere, and a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
feel good, and that's a play this young man is never going to forget. His first interception of the season. Great job reading the QB's eyes and getting to the football.
And this, my friend, is what you call advantageous field position, starting the drive with a first and goal. So the offense inches it a little closer with the help of the half the distance to the goal penalty. And the defense is just about out of room to defend. They are backed up right on the doorstep. Quarterback sneaks it ahead.
And nice job by this defense. You kind of knew something like this was coming. Great job. You got to get penetration. First thing you have to do is get up under that center. Make it really hard for him to go forward right now. Nice penetration, stopping the quarterback sneak in its tracks.
The big fellas line up in a goal line defense. Go straight ahead. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Well, he gets tackled down at the 1-yard line, so offensively, do you feel confident enough on third you're trying to hand it off again?
Yeah, and I'm taking both these downs, and I'm coming downhill. I'm running the football, trying to get this in the end zone. I only got a yard to go. I got to be physical.
The delay of game pushes the offense back. That brings us to third and goal from the 6 after they went backwards on the last one. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires into the end zone. Touchdown, Ohio State. And the stomping has commenced. No step back in week 3. They have been sharp as they extend the lead. And with the way he's throwing it right now, there are some big names at the top of that record list. J.T. Barrett, Dwayne Haskins, Justin Fields might be getting ready to move them down a notch.
And moving those guys down, that's a day. That's the day you dream about. That's the day where the ball's barely touching the ground, you're in a zone, and everything is going your way.
We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. It's a good thing to be charitable, Jesse, but I think the last couple of drives might be overdoing it a bit.
I agree, and I think at this point, David, the quarterback here, he's got to be a CEO, and he's got to really get his guys settled down. A couple turnovers in a row now. They've got to find a rhythm.
A CEO, a.k.a. don't screw it up, y'all.
Intercepted, and the defense has set him up. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football.
Heat up them pass rushers, bring in them DBs. That's what I'm doing in this situation. When I got the lead by a couple scores late in the ball game, in the fourth quarter, I'm going to rush the passer like crazy. I'm going to put all those DBs back playing the pass. That's what happened. Great job understanding they're going to have to take shots. We get the interception. This one's almost over.
Kept it on the ground on first down, now back to the line. They'll run it to keep the clock moving. And how about the work up front by that big defensive line?
If you're going to stop the run game, you better be physical up front on the defensive line. They've got some maulers. They've got some dudes with bad intentions. Nice play there.
He did not make it a stone wall on third down.
Yeah, they're just going to need more push up front. There was nowhere for that running back to go. The offensive line got moved right back into his lap, and as a result, they lose yards on that play.
They'll play it safe and try for 3. He'll try to knock it through from 38 yards out. Absolutely center cut. And they'll push that lead out a little further. That last score just a little icing on the cake in this one as they get set to kick it away again. It bounds through the back of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. They'll put this one in play first snap of the drive from the 25. Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. Grabbed in the backfield, it's Foster. Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage. They've got it out to the 41 with the first down. That is a time-honored way to slow down the rush, hit it with the screen, and a chunk play.
Yeah, such a great job because you're flying up the field to get to the quarterback because everything looks like pass down the field. Let those guys get up the field, throw it right behind him. He does a little bit of the rest, making some moves, getting upfield, making the big play.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. After the incompletion, they go back up top. He's taking a deep shot. And he throws another interception, his third of the night. It's a fumble on the play. And the offense gets the ball back as time expires, and that sort of sums up the end of the